Hey everybody, it's Miss A, and I'm here to put on a video about how to set up a PowerPoint and do a couple of tricks of things that I put in. Some kids have asked me for some help, so I wanted to make sure that there was a video on my page so that you could reference it when you're working on your teaching PowerPoint. This is actually my favorite social studies project. I love learning about famous Floridians, and I love having you guys teach us. It really shows me how much you've learned. I save it for the end of the year so that you can really get an idea of how I instruct and what I use to help instruct the kids, because we're all capable of learning from each other. So this is my favorite, and I do want to put this video on. So one of the things I want to show you is I have in my PowerPoints a lot of times it will read automatically for me so that I am able to walk around the room and make sure everyone's following along with the text. So what I have to do when I'm doing that is I use my phone and I use a voice recorder, which is a free app on my phone, and I record the audio. It might be myself reading it out loud. If I got a book from Mayan, I usually record Mayan reading it aloud. So I use the video recorder on my phone to record the audio. And then I just email that to my email. So that way I can download it into my laptop. Now, your laptop might have an audio recorder on it. If you do, you can certainly use that. But this is how I do it, so I'm just kind of explaining how I do it. If your computer has an audio recorder, by all means, please use that. So the first thing I want to do is show you some things that I do. And so now I'm going to go to looking down here mode. So don't mind the messy business going on for a minute here. Well, that doesn't give you a look of anything. There we go. Oh, sometimes it doesn't align right. So if it doesn't align right, you should be using, try using PowerPoint just on your computer. If you don't have it on your computer, you can definitely just bring it, or not bring it, but you can save it on your Office, and then you can just do all the stuff here, because all the school computers does have Office on the computer. So the first thing you need to do is get out of this. Oh, okay, really? How many notices do I have here? Okay, so you need to pick your template. You can think of different types of things. You can type in different topics, and if it has something related to that topic, it'll bring it up. It may or may not. See, there's nothing for Florida, so I'm not going to use that. So let me close this out here. So I'm just going to go through what's in here and see if there's anything that I like. And the kids know that's my favorite for science. And then math, the other teacher does that one, so it's a little bit different. But that one's my favorite, kind of. Let's go with this one. So I'm picking, oh, and I'm going with my favorite color, of course. So you pick what you have and you hit create. All right. Once you have that, it obviously always starts off with your title page, which is what you should have. This should be your Famous Floridians lesson plan. So double tap. Oh, no, that's not. And then here, double tap. This is where you're going to put your name. I always put my name on my lesson plans. Okay, so I want to add something to this. I love purple. It's my favorite color, but it needs to represent the famous Floridians. So I am going to go ahead and go into insert. So insert's right here. And then I want to insert a picture online picture. And I can type anything. I can type Florida. So I'm going to do Florida first because it is a Florida project. So let me see here.
Yeah, I believe 5:30.
Let me see. What do I see? What do I see? You know what? I think I want to do this. I'm going to put Florida flag. So I'm going to do that, and it's going to place here. Now, obviously, I don't want it that gigantic. I want to make it smaller so that it fits more. Maybe I'll put it right here. So I'm just shaping it. Let's put it here. Now, let's say you want to add an animated Jiff. All right? So what I do is I go onto the internet, and I type Jiff, and that brings up GIF-fi. So, and then I can type different things in here. So let's write Florida and just see what I get for Florida. What things come up here on Florida that I could use? So we've got some hurricanes, we've got some beaches, we've got animals, we've got Bugs Bunny cutting Florida off, don't know why. We have a flag here, so I am going to click on that flag, and then I'm going to hold down. When I do that, if it comes up with something that says save as, save image as, that's what you're going to use. If it doesn't say save image as, it won't work. Oh, I don't want my summer school folder. Let me see what I want. Let me put that in Famous Floridians. Let me go to my desktop, Famous Floridians, put it in that folder. I usually put my GIFs with Florida flag. Save. Okay, so I've got the Florida flag. Let me see if there's anything else I want to put. You know what? Maybe I'll go ahead and see. Let me see if this Mickey one works, because we could be working on Walt Disney. Oh, Mickey works. It says save as, so I'm going to put Mickey. And it's going to save it into that Famous Floridian, so I'm saving it in the same place. Let's see what else we have in here we might want to use. That's for St. Pete's. Let me see here. So I'm just going through and looking and see if there's anything that I think is appropriate for the PowerPoint. They got a lot of Florida Gators stuff here. Oh, here's some little princesses. Let me see if it comes up with. So you see how this one doesn't have save image as? This is one we can't use. It won't save it to put it into a PowerPoint. Or at least I don't know how to do it. If you know how to do it, by all means, let me know. Here's a gator. It's not a Florida gator. We could definitely save image as. So we can use this one if we wanted to talk about animals or anything. So let's see, what else do we have going on here? All right, I think we are good with the GIFs. So let's go in here. So let's say I'm going to take this off. I don't want this anymore. Delete that. I want to insert, and when I'm inserting something that I've saved, like a GIF, I'm going to do pictures. And I'm going to go into my desktop because I saved mine in my Famous Floridians. So I'm going to put my Florida flag, and I'm going to insert it. So right now, it just looks like it's an image. But when I put it in Power Presentation mode, you see how it is a rolling GIF. So now it works. Exit out of there. Okay, so I've got my title, I have my name, I've got some image on here. Now I want to go and I want to add some different stuff. So let's say I want to find some information on Florida alligators. So I'm going to search for Florida alligators, and remember, oh, I should spell it right. I need to find .edu or .org, not Wikipedia. I'm trying to find information that I can get about alligators that comes from a reputable source. Right, I have to look a little bit for this one. Basic facts about the American alligator, and this is from defenders.org. So I'm going to go into that website. All right. All right, so some basic facts about the American alligator. The American alligator is the largest reptile in North America. Okay, so I like what this says. I want this information on my PowerPoint, okay? Let me move that up a little bit. So I'm going to go back into my PowerPoint. I need to put in a new page. So I'm going to insert. I want a new page. Now I need to pick what page it is. Now for this particular one, I just want to put in that page, but I do need to have at the top the website because that's imperative. So I'm going to do this one that says title only. I'm double tapping. Oh, you know what I need to do? Hold on. I need to go back to the website because I need to hold down. I need to get the web address. Copy. Now let me go into the PowerPoint. Double tap. Hold. Paste, and if I hit enter, that actually saves it as a web address. So watch this again, enter, it now has become an active address, and now I can insert a screenshot. So it has to be the last thing you viewed. So this is the last thing I viewed. Now I'm going in here. Now I want to insert and I want to do screenshot right here. Now I'm going to do screen clipping. Well, that didn't bring up the right thing. That's not what I want. Hold on. Back here, this is what I want to see. Try this again. Sometimes it works a little wonky. All right, let me change it out of this mode because it might not be working in this particular mode. Do you want to exit tablet mode? Yes, I do. I'm going to hold it like this, but I want to exit that. Okay, so let me delete that. Let me go into here. That's the last thing I viewed. So I'm going up to insert, and I want a screenshot, and I want a screen clipping. There we go. The last thing I viewed comes up. So I'm going to screen clip this, and I don't need all of this. I just need this part here with the text. So I'm going to screen clip that. And now I have this text available here, and I can make it larger. If you want to actually make this a little smaller and put this, I turned it around. Put the web address here, or make it really, really thin. You could move and make the web address really, really, oh, let me just do this. What am I doing? I want to make it much smaller text. Let's do 10. We don't need to, I mean, it's a little too small. There we go. I can make that there. And I'll move it right up there. That gives me a lot more space here. That I can make this bigger so the text is easier to read. You see how I can make it big like this? So now I have this information. I'm going to move this over because I like it a little centered. There we go. Now I have a screen clip. So now what I can do, Miss Angelo has already, I've recorded what this text says, and I've sent it to my email. So I'm going to go into my email. And I'm going to open up my email. And I'm going to go in there, and I'm going to pull or save my, let me get all this. Going to save my, let me make this smaller because I'm going to put it on my desktop. All right, where it should say me. Where's my name? Where's my name? Donde, where are you? There it is. Okay, so here is my audio that I recorded for this. So I'm going to save this audio. Save attachment, and I'm just going to save it into my Famous Floridians folder, and then save. So now my audio is in there, so let me get out of here, go back into my PowerPoint, and now I can insert my audio. So how I do that is insert, and then I go into audio on my PC, and I go into my Famous Floridians, and there's my audio. And I just put insert, and the audio usually comes up here, and what I do is I move it to someplace, and I have to go up here because I need it to automatically start. So if I want it, that's what I do. I have, when I go to that page, it starts reading immediately. So that way it reads and I can walk around the room. Now, if I don't want it to start immediately, if I want to talk when I go to the page and get them ready and say, okay, you should be tracking, this is what you need to do, I could change it to when I click. But I always want it to rewind after playing. So if I have to show it to my next class or you have to show it to someone else, it will rewind automatically. If not, you'll have to rewind it. So what I've just done is I've done a screenshot and I've done an audio. Let me see. I don't think there's anything else in here. Oh, I could show you obviously animation. So here's my screenshot that I did. Let's say I want my screenshot. My favorite one is fly in. I like that one. It'll fly in. So that always happens upon click. So you can put, is it going to fly in from the left or from the right? You can change the directions. You can add an animation. So let's say it's going to, instead, I'm going to have it swivel. Your animation pane will say which one it's doing. You can have it with previous or after previous. So that's when you can have it start. You can also have it go for a certain time. And then let's say you're adding a whole bunch of animation. If you do that, you can switch, like maybe I did one at the wrong time and I needed to change. I could change it by hitting either move earlier or move later. And there's also the trigger. I could do it as a click or what have you. Then if you want to do a transition is when you change a slide. If I want it to do something different, so if I want it to change a slide, it would do that instead. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please let me know. I will be checking the research and sharing with you the grades for research. As long as you did your research, you read your paragraph, you should be good to go. Thanks for watching, everybody.